Hello, everyone. So I wanted to hop on real quick and just give you a quick tutorial about how to use your calculator for testing. I know we know how to use the calculators to add and divide and find probabilities, which help with the testing process, but we can do the full testing process on our calculators as well. So I like you to at least do it by hand the first couple times, like hopefully you did. And then I don't care which way you do it. To me, it's really not that much quicker to use the calculator than just do it by hand. Like each step individually, but it doesn't matter to me. I just like you to see the calculations because then it means more to you, right? If you try a calculation by yourself or step by step, it means more of where it's coming from and how it's calculated for you, for your own knowledge. So I like to at least show it, but this way I'm going to show you the how to calculate a hypothesis test. Okay, so I have two different ways, and you know what? Let me grab my notes for last lecture because then I can use those numbers. We can kind of test it out. Sorry, not prepared for that. Okay, so I'm going to use the two examples that we've been continuing with, example 1 and example 2, where example 1 is the proportion, the categorical, about the students, approving the admin. Okay, so that one's categorical, so I'm going to turn my calculator on, and I'm going to go to the same place I do for intervals, which is stat. So I'm going to show you. I click stat, and then I'm going to arrow over. I don't know if you guys can see it. Arrow over to tests. Okay, so now I have these tests, and you can kind of look here. You can see the different options. We use this for the intervals for the CIs if you went that route. You didn't have to go that route. The CIs are the same idea. You could go one by one. So here, if you look at option number 2, you see what it says? It says, it's really hard maybe to see, but it says T test. That is going to be my test for my T curve. So for numerical data, that's the one you're going to use. And then if you arrow down, I think it's option 5, right here, it says one proportion z-test. So that means I have one sample proportions, and I'm using my z-curve for a testing process. So I can go to either one of those. I'm going to choose that option right now because that's what I'm going to look at for this proportion. So problem. So I'm going to click on that one. Enter. It asks me for P naught. Remember, P naught is my value for the center. That's my null. So that is 0.67. I'm going to plug that in. And it asks me actually for my statistics. So it asks for X, which X was 62 for this problem. N was 80 for this problem. Then it asks here, if you can see mine, this third option. And it says the proportion, okay? And it wants to know which one you're looking at. Are you looking at the left, the right, or not equals? So you're looking at less than, greater than, or not equals. This should match your HA. See how it says proportion, and the first option for me is not equals to P naught? P naught is the value. So that's the 0.67. This should match. Proportion means P. So this is saying P is not equal to 0.67. Or if I arrow over, it's P is less than 0.67. Or if I arrow over again, it should say P is greater than 0.67. But it doesn't say 0.67. It just says P naught. But that's what you're looking at. So in this example, our HA was P is greater than. So I'm going to use that last option. Okay, I'm going to arrow down to calculate, and then I'll hit enter. Now, this is the information I get. Try to get it so it's kind of clear here. So it says, okay, well, my proportion is greater than 0.67, gives me my z value of 1.9973, which we can confirm that's what we got when we did it step by step. My P value is 0.0229. Is that what it is? Reading it backwards, yep. And my P hat is 0.775, and N is 80. So what we're really interested in is the second and third values on here, right? You can just see them. That's a little better. Okay, the second and third values, that's the z and the p-value. So that's what this does for us. It does a result step for us, other than the interpretation, which we have to do by ourselves. So anyways, that's how we can get those values using our calculators instead of doing them individually. I'm going to just do it one more time with the numerical data for the apple problem. So I'm going to go to the same place. So I'm going to click on stat here. I'm going to arrow over twice to test, and I'm going to arrow down to t-test because that's what I have is my t curve. I'm going to enter here. Now I want you to notice up at the top of the screen on here, it says stats or data. Stats means I have descriptive statistics, and you can see what it's asking for. It says X bar, S. That means I have my mean and my standard deviation already. Data would mean that I have raw data, and I'm going to refer to a list. And then the calculator will go back to that list of those values and calculate the mean and standard deviation. I don't have raw data. I have the statistics. I'm going to keep it on this one. I'm going to arrow down. I'm going to enter in my data here. So my mu naught is the number from my null, and I believe that was 6 for 6 ounces. I have my sample mean of 5.6. My sample standard deviation was 0.1. And n, in this case, was, what is it? 61. Again, in the second to last one, I need to verify here what mu naught, or not what, but my HA, I'm sorry, is here. So when I'm looking here and I go back to that problem, it's that they think the mean weight is less than 6 ounces. So I'm going to choose the second option over. So you can see that, oh, the mean is less than the 6 ounces. That matches my HA. I'm going to arrow down to calculate and enter. Again, it gives me the kind of same results here. So mu is greater than 6. It gives me my t of negative 31. And let me see, what does it give me? Oops, it gives me my p-value. Oops, I didn't choose the right one. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I must have hit the wrong one because I want it to be less than. Oops, I said less than, but I still clicked on greater than. Okay, that's better. Yep, so then I get a very small probability here, okay? So when you look at these, I just look at this again. Oops, okay. So sometimes you get like an error on your calculators. Sometimes that's because you have too many different things going on and you maybe like need to clear some things. You need to clear maybe some history out of your stat plot, those kind of things. If it comes up, just Google it real quick and sometimes you'll get an answer. But I just wanted to show you really quick how to use our calculators to get the result step for our hypothesis test. Okay, all right, thank you.